Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting video. Today we're taking a look at environments and building environments and how I built the Cyberpunk or Cyberworks environment. And we're just going to talk a little bit about environments before we get into the Cyberpunk one. So this is the Shinano Japanese village, Japanese town by Mauve the Wolf. And this was created in August 2020. It's beautiful, has a lot of details. It's like a little city block. And it looks great, and at night it comes alive with lighting and a little bit of music. And as you can see, we've got some three carolers down there. Unfortunately, environments are terrible for actual gameplay. So environments were added early on, I think maybe right after the beta, maybe they were in the beta of Stormworks. And the idea, I think, was to build a base. But of course, when you build these things, they impact the frame rate. And even if you set them to static, I think static just stops them from colliding with the ground, maybe, and moving around. But there is some kind of physics or something going on here, because they do not play friendly when it comes to having these kinds of things in the game. So environment mods are used in three different ways. The first way is to spawn large ships or planes that are in sections, and you want to place them in the world and have them spawn, which is great. Or if you just want to spawn, a few different vehicles in a certain area, that's how environment mods are used. The second way, of course, is for doing missions with the Lua add-on, which is kind of a hacked-in way that they did by pulling out the mission editor so that you can spawn vehicles in the world and make missions, which nobody really has except for like 2 people, I think, and the devs. But that's the second way. And then, of course, the third way is to create buildings or structures or things to place in the world that you want to use in the environment, which are, environmental mods like this one. But unfortunately, as I said before at the start of this video, environmental mods like these are not very useful because they impact the frame rate. So as beautiful as these are, people might load them up, look at them for a few seconds, but they're not going to be running on a dedicated server or probably even used for missions. So what I thought I would do after seeing a very cool Cyberpunk screenshot is I thought I would start building these environments and then having them have some kind of interactive lighting or movement and use them for the radio station as kind of like a showcase of sorts, or just something interesting to look at, and even go back and load up some of the environmental mods from other people and see if I can get some nice shots of those and have them lit up properly so we can have some cool, like, I don't know, background music with some cool background animation. So that's the idea. Of course, the larger in the back of my mind thing is I'd love to do some kind of scene or movie or trailer that uses a lot of environments and makes it look cool. But there are some technical difficulties into making that work. And so these kind of like give me practice in layering and doing that kind of stuff in the After Effects so I can make them look cool. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and look at this town at night just so you can see how cool Mauve the Wolf made this. So it is nighttime. I thought it played music at night. Are you not going to play music? It doesn't seem to be. But as you can see, this is really neat. He did all this lighting. And look, there's even a little guy selling stuff there in the store. And, how cool would it be for on the radio station to grab a nice angle of this. Let's hit P so things move. And we could have this, show the shot in a loop, an endless loop for a little bit. And then, maybe move the camera down here and do that kind of stuff. We could even have, little shots where we let's see. Come across slowly and, just show off the different environmental builds that people build. I think that would be fun. So, I'm going to do that. But let's go ahead and check out the Cyberworks build, and I'll show you how I lit that and little tips and tricks with lights that I found out by trial and error. So let's go. All right, so we are back at Multiplayer Island. We're just going to hop into the editor. I'm going to show you the cyber hacker thing before it was all lit up and painted. All right, so this was kind of fun to build. I found this image. Let me pop up the image on the screen right now. Is it there? Can you see it? All right, so that's the image I found, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. Can I recreate this in Stormworks? So as you can see, I've got some lighting on the outside. I am using the Fin ship mod, so you get these cool like grates. And then, of course, we got the grates and lights back here. And then, so the way I started building this is I started from the center part here and just started building out. And I built all out in white without painting anything. And then I slowly started lighting things. So the reason I did that is because you want to see kind of where the shadows are falling and what you want to do. Here's a secret for these. These lights, well, actually all the lights, if you go ahead and you, let's grab the color here if I can. If you see it right here on the left side, it looks like it's a black light. But really what I'm doing is I'm using very minimal values. And what that does on spotlights is that it stops the spotlight glare. You know that when you look at a spotlight, it blinds you in the game. Well, when you do low values like this, the spotlight will cast a dim light, but not blind you. So this is great too. This is a trick that we're using on the submarine because if you use, these kind of lights right here, the regular lights inside a submarine, you can see them outside of the submarine. But if you use a spotlight and use low value lighting, you can see inside the submarine, but not be seen from outside. So the lights aren't seen. So that's a cool trick. So anyways, yeah, so I've got some, paint blocks because I just painted this white really quick so you could see where I started. Got some ropes, some monitors that turn. All the monitors are set to green screen so that I could put some, temporary test things here. And I think that's it. So let's go ahead and spawn this. Okay, there's our green screens. And so what I started doing was loading it into the world of Stormworks. We have to say that, right? Loading it into the world of Stormworks. Because YouTube likes that. It picks up the keywords. So the world of Stormworks. Yeah. So anyways, I started lighting this bit by bit, starting with the fans. And let's go ahead and turn it into nighttime. All right, so here is what I started with. And I kept looking at that image and going back and seeing how they lit the image. I think it's from Cyberpunk 2077. I'm not positive. But anyways, they had the light cast here. There's a spotlight somewhere up there that you can't see. But see how these don't blind you anymore? There's no blinding light. It's just a little light here. I also did a low light right here just to light up these servers. And then, of course, there's that light and a light back there you never see. So what we do now, why is the frame rate so bad right now? It wasn't this bad before. So now, just with this lighting, we're going to do a few things. We're going to go in and we're going to turn on shadows because I had those off originally. And then as I was lighting it, I said, oh, I wonder if all my settings are on. And see, I had bloom off, so I turned on bloom. And then I turned on the shadows to ultra and hit OK. And that gives you a bit more of a glow on some of the lighting. And then the shadows are, of course, darker, and I think they go into the crevices more and look better. So there we go with that. Then, of course, the secret sauce we will put on last, but we're going to go back and load this into the painted version. All right, so here is the painted version. Now, the way I decided to paint things was looking at that white lit up set. I started to see, what can I paint? And I tried a little orange here, just on this first one. Loaded it back up and kind of looked at see what it looked like. It started to pop with the orange. So I added some orange here and there, a little brown highlights on the desk. This is not really seen at all. It's very dark. And So the big thing that really made a difference, let me actually grab this difference thing here. So one thing that made a big difference is this floor. So we're going to leave the floor white right now, and then we'll turn it back to gray. But watch what happens just by changing the floor. So we're going to go ahead and spawn this. Okay, now check this out. Okay, now we have our orange highlight painting, you know, our lighting blinking and all that stuff. And we have the lights outside that are shining down and casting these shadows. Now, they look pretty cool, but our main light we want to see is this one right here. And of course, these right here. These shadows, they kind of mess up the scene. So I didn't like that. So watch what happens by just changing the floor. So I'm just going to take the dark gray. Don't use black because black is too black in the game. It's very odd. But use the dark gray. And then we'll just go ahead and paint the floor. And watch what happens. This is amazing. Okay, there you go. See, now just by using that dark color on the floor, it just kind of muted out all the shadows. And then we can set up our camera, you know, wherever we like. So we could slowly pan across, which is cool. I like this idea. And then we have, of course, our lighting. So now the secret sauce of all of this is the in-game fog. Now watch what happens when we turn up the fog all the way. Okay, there comes the fog. And there are our God rays. And now we have this atmosphere inside of the area. So that is it. That's how we got the look we wanted. Then of course we kind of found the camera angle that we liked. And we can go over here. I don't know, let's go over right about here. Like that, maybe? I don't know. We can do pretty much anything we want. Oh, let's hit P so we can get the graphics going. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's how we lit this thing. And I'll be doing some more of these, I think, for the radio station. And just for fun, just to see what we can do with the Stormworks lighting. So that is about it for this vlog number 1 of environment building. I don't know what I'm going to call this. The environment vlog? The environmental vlog? I don't know. Environmental vlog sounds like I'm saving the world, but I'm destroying the world by using computer electricity. So no, we're going to just call it the environment vlog number 1. Sounds good. And if you do an environment, share it with me and we'll take a look at it. And, you know, maybe we'll do some screenshots of it and use it for the radio station if you want. Whatever. This is all for fun. And it's just really nice to get back to building. Even though there's no point to it. Anyways, that's about it for today. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.